So we got some unfortunate news for Chicago White Sox fans and Chicago White Sox. One of their star players, Eloy Jimenez, will be out 5 to 6 weeks. Not 5 to 6 weeks, 5 to 6 months, excuse me, after he ruptured a pectoral tendon after making a play in the outfield, or he tried to anyway, and that's what it resulted in. I have a quote here from Rick Hahn himself, who's a general manager of the White Sox, and I quote, obviously a difficult loss for us, important part of our offense, and one that is a bit of a shock to the system. At the same time, if there was one area of this team that perhaps could withstand a significant blow, it would arguably be the offensive side of things. There's also a quote from manager Tony La Russa himself. I'll read that. And I quote, our biggest concern is Eloy. He's a guy who's hurt. He's a guy that's got to go through the rehab. As a team, you look at what you have now, what you don't have. We don't have him, but we have other guys. It's not going to be an open spot. Somebody's going to play there. And this was reported by ESPN and Associated Press. So you go first, Mario. What do you think of the White Sox losing Eloy Jimenez for 5 to 6 months?
First of all, I just want to wish Eloy Jimenez the best of luck. Obviously, it's a painful injury. I mean, I never experienced this, so I can't tell you how it feels. But a torn pectoral tendon, it doesn't sound too great. Yeah, Eloy Jimenez, Nate. Let me tell you something. This is probably one of the fastest rising stars. I feel like we don't know about him yet, but give it a little bit of time, we will. Just give it a little bit of time, we will. Let me talk to you. So, 2019, this guy had 267 batting average. He had 125 hits, 79 RBIs, and that's just his first season. His second season, he won a Silver Slugger award. He had 14 home runs. He batted a 296 batting average. He had 63 hits on 213 at bats. So when you look at it, he's just going to continue getting better and better from here, Nate. Obviously, he's hit 31 in 2019. He hit 14 last year in a short year. Let me tell you something, Nate. This is going to be a rising star. Now I'm concerned, like, how's this injury going to affect him in the future? Because again, everybody's body reacts differently to a lot of different things. You know, if you get hurt, your body could react a lot quicker or slower to if I got hurt. It all depends on people's body. So I don't know how this is going to affect him, but this was definitely one of the biggest rising stars I feel like coming into baseball. I felt like give it this year, he would have been on that Fernando Tatis, like, not here's what I'm trying to say. He wouldn't be at that Fernando Tatis level, but you remember how before Fernando Tatis became Fernando Tatis, the talk around him, that talk I felt like would have started in 2021 with Eloy Jimenez. And let me tell you something, the White Sox, that's a pretty underrated team right there. I mean, you think about all the guys they got, Nate, and I mean, you can name more of them than me. Obviously, Tim Anderson's the first one that comes to my mind. You can name more of them than me, but like, to White Sox, let me tell you something. They got a lot of great players. And it's unfortunate that they just can't get over that hump. But Eloy Jimenez, I felt like would have been one of those guys to get them to the playoffs and maybe take them far. But obviously, Eloy Jimenez had to suffer this devastating injury for the White Sox. And with that being said, I do wish him the best of luck. But you know what? Give it 2022, most likely, or however many months he's going to miss. Obviously, this isn't going to be the best season for him. I'll say this, give it 2022, and here's my prediction. Give it 2022, the talk around him is going to get bigger. Give him 2023, I think he'll be on that level of Fernando Tatis. That is my prediction. That is a big, bold prediction. But let me tell you something. I feel like he's going to get that hype around him. So with that being said, I wish Eloy Jimenez the best of luck.
Yeah, as do I. Go up to him in rehab. I hope for a speedy recovery. Yeah, I absolutely agree. This is a guy that's very underrated. There's a lot of talk around him, but like you said, he doesn't have as big of talk like guys like Fernando Tatis and Mookie Betts or all these other guys out here. And obviously the White Sox are stacked. You got Tim Anderson, like you mentioned, Jose Abreu, Yoan Makata. He's the cousin of what's his name, Manny Machado on the Padres. So obviously, he kind of gets the blood from him. Good baseball player. Yasmani Grandal is a good hitter, good catcher as well. One of the better ones in the league. They just picked up Adam Eaton, who's more of a veteran than he is of a slugger, but he does bring that veteran presence to the team, which is something that they needed. So the team's pretty stacked. And obviously they got one of the better pitching rotations too. Pitching rotations, bullpen looks pretty solid as well. You gotta be honest, Mario. I think this team's gonna win the AL Central. I gotta tell you that right now. I don't even
Without
think the
Jimenez?
Twins. I don't even think the Twins are gonna win. I think the White Sox will.
Without Jimenez?
Without Jimenez, I think they will. I think they could.
Bold
I'm gonna be
prediction.
honest with you. They got strong pitching. I think their pitching is stronger than the Twins. That's why I think they're gonna win it over the Twins. I think it's gonna be a battle. I don't think it's gonna be like one team's gonna like blow out the other. I think it's gonna be a battle between the two. Like you could make an argument for like a 163rd game tying game. I don't think it's gonna get like that. But I think it's gonna be a very close race for the AL Central. To be honest with you,
It will be. I mean, personally, I got Twins. After
I
this, I
got the
got.
White
I
Sox. I
think.
don't
I
care what
think if
anybody
Jimenez
says.
stayed, I think if Jimenez stayed, I would have picked like the White Sox. But obviously, you know me more than anybody. More than anybody. A lot of other people. I'm a Twins. I'm a because my second favorite team is the Twins. So I'm always gonna say that. But I truly believe that like after this injury, I think the Twins might take that Central. But with Jimenez, I think the what like deep down, I think I would have admitted that the White Sox would have took it because this guy's like he's very very underrated, Nate. Very
Mm,
underrated.
mm.
First season you hit 31 homers. Second season in a short season you hit 14.
Think
Like
about
he's
it.
a very
You think about it. The only reason why he was underrated in his first season was because the White Sox weren't that good.
right, absolutely. And then they got a little bit better, but still, like that's what I'm saying. Like the same thing happened with Fernando Tatis. His name started getting a little bit bigger and bigger, but before that, this guy was on Tatis was underrated too, which is why I think give it about another 2 years. Obviously, it's going to be a short year for him. Give him 2022, 2023. I think he's going to be up. I think his like fame is going to be up there with a Tatis, because if you think about it, 2 or 3 years, Nate, in baseball, it might not seem like a lot, but a lot of things can happen in 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of things happen. A lot of big stars could end up kind of, not declining, but their name just ends up becoming, they'll just start kind of passing. They'll start passing the torch to younger guys. Think about what could happen in 2, 3. I'll say this: in 2 to 3 years, I think Tatis could win the MVP easily. You know what I'm saying? So
Could make a
like,
case for him winning it this year.
right.
I say.
So a lot of stuff could happen, which is why I'm not yet like throwing the ball away for Jimenez. I do think Jimenez can be that top caliber star, could be in that conversation as the next great players that are going to come up after the guys like Mookie Betts is gone, the guys like Mike Trout, the guys like I'm trying to think here. Help me out, Nate. Help me out, Nate.
Huh?
The guys like the current stars right now, like Mookie
Oh, you
Betts,
got Mookie
Trout,
Betts, Mike Trout, Freddie Freeman,
yeah,
Jose
Aaron
Abreu
Judge.
was up there.
Right. And a lot of these Jose Abreu, Jose Altuve, and a lot of these guys who've been here for a very, very long time, when they kind of start to like, pass the torch to these new guys like Tatis, like I feel like Jimenez is gonna be one of those guys. I think Vladimir Guerrero is gonna be up there too. Vlad Jr. I think he's gonna be up there as well.
Hmm.
I'm Jordan Alvarez, I think is going to be another guy. These guys, I feel like, are going to be the next big stars coming up, and I think Jimenez is in that group. But the question is he going to come back
Is he
better than
gonna come
ever
back
after
and
this?
stay healthy?
Right, that's the question. And if he does, no doubt in my mind, I think he'll be part of that group. But I'll pass it on to you, Nate. Sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah,
but
yeah, no, no, it's all right. But going back to what I was saying, I think I have the White Sox slightly above the edge over the Twins only because I think the pitching rotation is a little bit stronger. That's just me. I mean, you have your reason, but which is fair. I mean, I think it's gonna. I think the AL Central, whoever's gonna be first, gonna be one of the closest in the league. You got the NL West where the Dodgers are probably just gonna take over that division like it's nothing. The Yankees are probably, you could make a case for the Yankees having some type of competition, but personally, I just don't think that's gonna happen. Well, with the Blue Jays, yeah, but I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out. The NL Central can go to anybody, so it's like, you know, it's gonna be a close race. You know what I mean? But with that being said, all I gotta say, next guy that has to replace him, next man up. That's all you gotta do. That player's gotta do his job. I'm not saying do it on the level of him, but do it in a durable fashion. You know what I mean? If you get what I'm trying to get at there. But with that being said, we always say it, next man up. You just gotta survive 5 to 6 months if he's even gonna be back by then. You just never know with injuries. Some guy could be out for like 5 to 6 weeks and those 5 to 6 weeks turn into 2 to 3 months, and those 2 to 3 months turn into 7 to 9 months. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't know what injuries. That's why we always say, next man up, survive, just do the job and do it efficiently. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I do wish Eloy Jimenez the best of luck moving forward. I wish the Chicago White Sox moving forward, and I wish Eloy Jimenez speedy recovery.